Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, it was a night of celebration for Manchester United fans out there as they were able to win that game 2-1. Against all, no one actually saw that coming, that they will perform extremely well in that game. Congrats to Manchester United at the Old Trafford. Well, welcome you on the show once again. 360 Sport is here. Let's roll concerning juicy sporting world as we give you more concerning that. Right now, I have in the studio Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure being here.
Good one, at least a good one for Manchester United.
Yes, you said a lot of people are not expecting that. I expected that to happen.
Seriously.
Yesterday. That's the truth. And you see, one thing about a drowning team like Manchester United, when they are playing a derby match, the performance we saw yesterday is not the true performance of Manchester United. We should not mix it up.
Okay, good one. I'll hold you there.
That's the truth.
I'll hold you there. We'll go to, by the time we get to that particular place, we'll talk about it. Okay, let's start with Nigerian story where we talk about volleyball. Under 21 African Volleyball Championship taking place in Tunisia. Well, Nigerian team, the volleyballers, they tried their best. Right now, they fought hard against Cameroon, but they lost that game in 3 sets that they played. It was a very painful one because they wanted to at least fight for a 3rd place, but right now they came 4th in the competition after fighting so hard to get to the 3rd place match. They lost to Cameroon in that particular game. Well, they tried their best right now.
Yeah, they really tried their best, and I thought maybe them winning the 3rd place match will give us something to be happy about. Despite what happened
during the weekend.
The weekend, we lost, the Falconets lost, our AG lost, Umari also lost. So we were like, okay, probably if they could be able to do something by coming 3rd, then probably we'll have something to celebrate. But watching the match, I think they lost the concentration in the 1st set. So they are unable to catch up with the strength and the power play of the Cameroonian. But it's not over until it is over. What do I mean? We have to come back again and look at, in the game of sports, concentration, communication, it's very, very, very important. If we didn't lose it during the 1st set, probably we would have won the game. But since we lost it during the 1st set, 2-7 or thereabout, then that means the opponent also, they have that power over how that, okay, we have this advantage, we're not going to lose the advantage. And in sports, coming back, it's always very tough and difficult. It takes you extra strength to do that. That's why we lost. We'll come back. We don't need to be ashamed of what we have done. We've done ourselves proud because nobody even believed they will get to where they got to.
Of course.
That's the truth. So we just need to come back and look at where we've made the mistakes, what we need to correct them in case of the future. I'll still say congratulations to them. And
on a lighter note, I was thinking maybe, there's this particular mentality that the Cameroonians eat a lot of plantain. So that's why they're always stronger when they play against Nigeria.
But we too eat a lot of akpu now, so we should be stronger than them. Akpu is stronger than
maybe I should plantain. Go biology now. The manganese and iron in plantain is far, far bigger. Well, just to add some light note there, Nigeria losing against Cameroon in the Under 21 African Volleyball Championship taking place in Tunisia, where they fought hard in the 3rd place match, but they lost all the three sets. Well, good one, at least right now they came 4th. According to what he said, that we just have to come back home and replan, regroup. Well, for our ladies right now, they are in camp, and they are also planning to start their own competition, the Under 21 Women's Championship, taking place also in Tunisia. Wishing them the best by the time they start their own version of the competition. From there, let's talk about, just as he mentioned, over the weekend, it was a very bitter one for most Nigerians that follow sport because about 3 different categories of sport. In boxing, Anthony Joshua lost. In UFC 278, Kamaru Usman also lost against Leon Edwards, while the Falconets were actually booted out from the competition taking place in Costa Rica. Right now, the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, right now has charged Joshua Usman Falconets to bounce back from defeat. Well, I think I love this because this is what they need right now. Somebody out there should just rally around them. It's not easy to be in defeat, but it's really very, very painful when you look at what really happened during the weekend. In fact, somebody was like, who did Nigeria offend? I was like, well, the time that we actually won all our categories of sport, those ones too, who did they offend? But really, It just happened that Joshua lost his fight. He really fought hard, and it was a painful one. For Usman too, he tried his best until, in fact, he led till 2 minutes to go before Edward got that particular kick that took him down. I can imagine that looks there. It was like, am I seeing this word or not? Seriously. But for our ladies, very painful. They tried their best. They did well, winning their first 3 matches, and the last one that would have taken them to semi-finals, they lost.
Okay, let's take it from Anthony Joshua. And I think what he needs to do right now, he doesn't need to rush to go back to the ring. So that was a mistake he made earlier when he lost the first fight. You know, in sports, concentration, like we said, it's very important. That was why Kamaru Usman lost that fight just 2 minutes to the end of the fight. Just 2 minutes. He has been leading, but he just lost that concentration when he threw a jab. The guy dodged without looking at his leg, that he's coming with his left leg, and the left leg
hit him, and that was the end.
Nobody can survive that.
It was a knockout.
It's total knockout. Just like you said, it was like, am I still alive? Or where
Seriously,
am I?
I saw him on the canvas. I was wondering.
That is that on their own individual performances. Then Anthony Joshua, he needs to work more on his leg work. Leg work is very important when it's come to boxing. Then his weight also, he needs to work on his weight sincerely.
Somebody raised this particular on Saturday that because if you remember the first fight, and now the second fight, the way into that fight, Joshua, it was like Alexander usually gave the impression that he was overweight or he was bigger than he appeared. By the time they got to the weight category, he was actually that. So it was like, did he deceive Joshua with that kind of gimmick or what? By first of all saying he's now overweight, and they believe in that. Now Joshua now adding extra about 17 ounces to himself before the fight.
Okay, it's like you want to play a football tournament, and you are playing against, let's say, Man U, hypothetically saying, and the coach came out that I think Ronaldo is having injury. I doubt if he will play or not. Mind games. That is where I'm going to. And you now base your own selection on that.
The fact that Ronaldo
may not be playing. So you don't need to look at because he said he's overweight. You now do what?
Begin to get bigger.
To get bigger. That is the major problem he had. The leg work is not fast enough.
It's slow.
Then number two, yes, it's very slow. Then number two, it's very heavy. Then if you are heavy, for him to take it to that round 10, 11, and 12, it will be difficult. He believed in punch, just like Mike Tyson in those days. Punch me, I punch you. Let's see who can take it.
The longevity.
Immediately it gets to that
it's
round 6, 7, and 8.
Gets tired.
Take it or leave it. He's already tired. So what he needs to do now is to work on his leg work to make him to be more faster. Then to have that longevity when you are. Don't only go for the intention that I want to knock him out in the next first 2 or 3 rounds. Have this mindset that, probably something may happen that will take this fight to round 10, 11, or 12. There's time for them to do that. Then for the Falconets, I think there is need for us to look at some of the players that we have in that team.
That squad, fantastic squad.
Fantastic squad. Sincerely, the like of Esther, Flourish, and Omawumi, we have to look at them and see how they're going to migrate down to the tired legs of our Super Falcons. That is what we need to do like that. In defeat, you have to learn from the mistakes. We've learned from our mistake. And Sunday Dari, he did the right thing. So that the case of what happened to our Super Falcons, that they have to sneak into the country without anybody recognizing them for their effort, did not happen this time around. That's motivation. It doesn't come in terms of money all the time. Just a part that you've done us well, you've done us proud, we are with you. Either you win or you lose. It goes a very, very, very long way. So I'm very sure they're going to bounce back and they'll still make us proud the way they've made us proud before.
Good one there. We just saw that Anthony Joshua, not forgetting Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian nightmare, and the Falconets will all bounce back by the time they continue with their exploit in the world of sport. A very, very painful weekend for a lot of Nigerians when they saw Anthony Joshua losing that fight. He fought hard. He really fought hard, but it was not enough. By split decision from the judges, rather one of the judges actually scoring him 116 to 112, made him to lose that fight. Well, he tried his best, but it wasn't good enough. Right now, the trio, the Falconets, Usman, Joshua will have to work harder and take time to reflect on how they lost those games and at least be prepared to to do better in their subsequent edition of competitions. Good one there. Let's talk about the big one that happened just yesterday. Good one for Manchester United. Really, the devil really woke up from their sleep, and they did well against the team that never walked alone. They walked alone yesterday. Yesterday, they lost that game by a lone goal, 2-1 rather. Well, a good one for Manchester United. 2-1, they ended it, and really, they celebrated. Like I said, the reason why I said no one saw that, a lot of people never expected that. I actually talked about 3 or 4 people before I entered the studio. Like, Liverpool beat them. No people way, Nigerian Falconets, no people way Brentford. And I was like, Brighton defeated so easily. No, Liverpool beat them. Well, I later saw a particular post that says, team win, team lose versus team draw. What's the way to go? Well, good one for Manchester United. Jadon Sancho there, and you have to give it up to Marcus Rashford. Not forgetting what Mo Salah did, but really, Man United were up to the task.
Yeah, and yesterday they were up to the task, and like I said earlier, I knew it would be difficult for Liverpool to win yesterday's match. The best Liverpool would have gotten from Man U yesterday would have been a draw. Now, if you are playing a derby match, your performance during that derby, it is not your permanent performance. Look at Chelsea and Tottenham that they played about 2 weeks ago, 2-2. And everybody was like, wow, Chelsea have arrived. I said, no, they haven't. It's because of the tempo of the game. I'm playing my rival. So I have to pull everything out to make sure. No, you get extra strength when you are dealing with your rival. That's the truth. That's what we saw in Manchester United yesterday. That is not their permanent form. I will say that and I will say that again. Until their next 2-3 matches and we see them winning, then I will now agree that they finally arrived. And I love the way they celebrated yesterday. It's not easy for a team that have been beating you consecutively since 2018. 2018,
Liverpool has been
beating them left, right, center. Mo Salah has scored about 13 goals during this meeting. So for them to win the match yesterday, it is something that worth celebration. Then number 2, they are currently down on the log table before the match, together with West Ham. So that yesterday match is more like something they need to motivate themselves. It's more like a war. That's why you saw everybody yesterday. Everybody in that field yesterday, they played like the real Manchester United that we used to know. Then the coach, he did something very, very fantastic yesterday. What did he do? He didn't play the likes of Maguire and Ronaldo because his style of play is similar to that of Ralf Rangnick. High press. That is what he's used for. And if you're talking about high press, you have to use strength, as in a lot of strength, because you have to be running left, right, and center. That is why the likes of Anthony Elaga and Rashford and Sancho, the second half, did you see them? You did not see them because they've already been exhausted. That is why the substitution has to come in. Can they be able to sustain this tempo of high press going forward? That is the question that we need to ask. So I think it's a very good one for them to do. And I'll also advise again that what the Manchester United needs to do now, and I'm talking about the board, is for them to take a leave from what Arsenal did last season. Arsenal first 3 matches, they lost. Their 4th match was against Norwich. That was when we call it relegation derby. And narrowly, Arsenal won that match. And the owner of Arsenal, Stan Kroenke, what he did, he sent his son to go and meet Arteta, have a conversation with him, and let him know that we are with you. Number 1, he assured him that your job is not shaking. Then let's look at the recruitment process in line with your plan, and let's deal with that. And that gave them the motivation that they really need. Because before that match, all Arsenal fans have been shouting that they don't want Stan Kroenke again. They want
you should go.
The same thing that the supporters did yesterday before Manchester United and Liverpool match at Old Trafford. They protested Manchester United for sale. But now that they've won this match, now I'm sure all of them, they will keep quiet. They won't say anything again. No, they still need to have this relationship that Kroenke did with Arteta by bringing that ownership to him. They need to do that also. The Glazer family also needs to do that by having a representative that will be in Manchester with the coach and buying into their policy, into their recruitment. Not all this 9-minute recruitment that they are doing. Casemiro, yes, he will come, he will perform. What will he do? How old is he? He has won 5 Champions League. What is motivating him to come and play for Manchester United now? That's the question. Nothing is motivating to come and play for Manchester United. He's not hungry for goal like the likes of Anthony Elanga, Rashford, Sancho, etc. So Man United, they should not celebrate yet that they've arrived. They are still 16 on the table. They still have a long way to go to get to that top. So it's a good match. They won. But the way they celebrated, they didn't win Champions League yesterday. They didn't win Europa yesterday. They didn't win the Premier League yesterday. They only got 3 points yesterday. And let me quote Alex Ferguson. He said, no team will win a Premier League by beating the top 4. You cannot win the Premier League by beating the top 4. No. It's either you draw or you lose. You can only win the Premier League by getting the points. You've lost to Brighton, you've lost to Brentford. God forbid, if you lose to Southampton and you're still celebrating that you've won against Liverpool, will that take you anywhere? So they should concentrate on all those bottom. Each game, you approach it going for the 3 points. It's a very good one for them. Then for Liverpool, something is seriously wrong with Liverpool. Now, a lot of people argue that the problem they're having now is because of Sadio Mane. Yes, they miss Sadio Mane, but the goals that they are conceding, this is not the Liverpool that we know that will concede this goal. Look at that first goal. When Sanchez dribbled Miller, we saw about 2 or 3 defenders putting their hands behind as if they want to take a photograph.
I remember Van Dijk. Look at Van Dijk.
Look at him. Instead of you to go for the ball, to go and disturb him, nobody. That was why Miller was very, very, very angry after that goal. As old as I am now, see me on the floor now. Look at the way they dribbled me.
I saw a particular post that says Jadon Sancho, after sending James Milner to Leeds United, then he was able to score against Van. Well, what's the way to go? Good one for Manchester United. We've been talking concerning that game. Really, they were really outstanding in that particular game. And something really, I looked at their setup, the lineup for the match. I look at how it started. Manchester United lineup now. You look at the style that Erik ten Hag actually applied, from Giget to Varane to Dalot, Martinez, Malaysia. You look at, even though a lot of people have been concerned about Martinez, but really he came out smoking yesterday. He really did well. And then you look at the front, Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, and Elanga, while you have Rashford at the top, then benching Ronaldo, benching Maguire, and then you allow these guys to play 4-2-3, and in fact, it worked out for him. 4-2-3-1, and it really favored him. Okay, now, there is a player yesterday that really, really, really command the midfield that we did not mention. That is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, he has always been like that. No, he hasn't. Anytime Ronaldo is playing or Maguire is playing, his best doesn't come out. He doesn't have that command spirit like we saw in him yesterday. So that means that once you give him the responsibility, together with authority, he delivers. Yesterday, he marshaled everywhere. He was commanding and telling them what you need, where you need to cover, what you need to do. That was the Bruno that they signed a few years ago. And I love the counter-attack that actually got that Rashford's goal. It was fantastic how they were able to beat. Now, if you look at Liverpool's lineup, now having the fact that Van Dijk and Robertson, Gomez, Alexander-Arnold was not in that game. And the two of them, they seems to be out of that game. In fact, if you look at that, the build-up towards the goal, it was obvious that they were not really prepared for that particular goal coming from Sancho. For Milner, yes, he tried his best, although he was sent to Leeds United, like they said. But Firmino, Diaz, Salah, well, good one way or the other. But their coach, that's Klopp was saying they could have won that game. Do you agree with that? I disagree with him, because when I saw this lineup yesterday, how can you play Henderson and Milner together to counter the likes of Rashford, Elanga, Bruno, people that have pace. Speed. They have pace, they have speed, they have strength, and they are very young. And these people, they are in their 30s, they are tired already. Why will you bench Fabinho yesterday to now come in as a substitute?
Yes, they are having issues concerning injury. Thiago Akata didn't play yesterday. Diego Jota also is injured. Nunes also is suspended. So they have 3 of their first 11 that couldn't play yesterday. But this formation yesterday, sincerely, there's no how you'll have matched the fire play from the Manchester United younger players. So from the formation also, you will see that he's not ready to do anything extra from what he used to do. 4-3-3. But Erik ten Hag yesterday, he changed his own formation for 4-2-3-1.
And he favored him.
And he really favored him. So
Seriously.
that means he's approaching each game with the style pattern that suits the game. Then Manchester and Liverpool also, the coach of Manchester United, Erik ten Hag, he did something very good yesterday for not using Maguire. Why? Liverpool, they are used to counter-attack and long ball. And that is the area that you find Maguire very, 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 very porous. It's not good when it comes to set pieces. And he doesn't even have the strength.
And benching him
look at Malacia yesterday. He almost kept Salah out of the game. How true? Because he was matching him. He had the strength, he had the agility, and he wants to make a name for himself. That
of course, I can do this.
This is Mo Salah. Let me follow him, like we say in Nigeria, bomber to bomber. And he did, and he achieved that. So that shows that Manchester United, they have a team, they have a brand, but it's just the ability for them to be able to do it. Then kudos to the coach, though it may backfire, for benching Ronaldo and your captain. If he had lost that yesterday match,
it would have been a disastrous one. But at least a good one that it worked out.
It worked out. That's the beauty of it. It's worked out for him.
We've been looking at Manchester United, outstanding performance against Liverpool, the team that actually walked alone yesterday. They lost that game 2-1. Right now, looking at the way the table is standing, Manchester United have been able to jump up at least to 14th position from 19th. Good one for Manchester United, a -4 goal difference, but they have a 3 point, and now they are even ahead of Liverpool, who have a -1. They've played 3 matches so far. You look at the way it's standing right now. Good form for Manchester United. That win has propelled them to 14th on the log. At least let them continue to win like this. They begin to move up.
Well, other people are not ready to lose also. So
just trying to. I have to show
okay,
some
if you look at the table right now, congrats to Arsenal. Maybe this will be the only time they will top the table like they do normally see, that they can
I'm still on my town. Who knows? Maybe they win the league this season.
Nothing is impossible, but the Arsenal team, and it's what we call initial gra-gra. That's the truth. Okay. When the jungle matured, that you separate men from boys, you now see what will happen. However, the other teams need to be very careful. Now, if you look at the top 4, you only see, if you're talking about title contender, you see only Manchester City and Spurs, that's Tottenham, having 77 points. And the difference between them and the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, or Manchester United, it's about 4 points. If their next game, they should lose the match, and those Manchester City or Tottenham or even Arsenal, they should win their match. So that means they've widened the gap. So that means it will be very, very, very difficult for them to catch up again. I hope we'll not see the repeat of what happened in 2014, where Leicester City won the league, because the so-called title contender, they started very, very poor the way we saw them starting this season. But Premiership this season, a lot of surprises, a lot of shocking results. Look at Fulham, look at Nottingham Forest, look at what they are doing. So that is what we are expecting this season. So everybody needs to buckle up and up their game and approach each game with the pattern and style that suits your opponent. Not that this is how we've been doing it, and we'll continue doing it. Like
your club got carried away and they were beaten by Leeds United.
When you say my club, are you talking about Premiership club?
Chelsea.
Well, let me say this again. All pundits, all sport analysts, they have their preferred team.
Yes.
But when they are analyzing, when they are talking sports, they don't have any preferred team.
Of course.
That should be taken. Okay. Yes, Chelsea, either you like it or not, they're having their time, but you can still not take it away from them that they are still the best club. I expect
I know
you are expecting this from me. So, and what happened to them against Leeds United is like a
mirage. They were not seen.
No, it's not a mirage.
They were not seen when
let me use the Nigerian language again. now breakfast. Now everybody dey chop am. So they've eaten
What's the way to console? What's the way to console Chelsea fans?
No, it's a breakfast, and everybody.
I remember when Man United lost against Brentford. I remember when they lost against Brentford and Brighton. In fact, that particular slogan came, Onlule, and but seriously.
But Liverpool also, they lule yesterday.
Liverpool lule against a bigger club.
Which bigger club?
No, if you can't compare. No matter how low Manchester United right now are, you cannot compare them to Brighton, Brentford, and all these clubs.
You know what my
seriously.
You know what my brother from the other tribe used to say.
Yes.
They said, "I get them before. Not be property again."
Oh, really?
We are talking about the current form. How can you call yourself a world-class team? You lost to Brighton, you lost to Brentford,
and you lost to Leeds United.
Leeds United is not a walkover. Take it or leave it.
No, what I'm saying, you can also place them, Leeds, Brighton, and Brentford in the same category.
Yes, I agree with you.
So it means what actually befell Manchester United, Chelsea are actually taking their own.
But Chelsea only dropped how many points this season?
Well, it's just the race. It has just begun.
How many points have they dropped? They dropped only how many points this season?
Good one,
only
yeah.
4 points.
Good one. Just have some spice. So 360 Sport on Trust TV. Good one. At least coming from Olawale Peters. We've been having a big banter in the studio concerning that. Thank you very much for appearing on the show.
It's my pleasure being here.
I am Adeni Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.